problem. One juvenile incident, one medical assist.
Please note they started the meeting before 5:30.
And a theft from a yard or land property. Several criminal violations resulted in traffic arrests and warrants. And that brings a total of 11 calls, thus making our percentage for carrying our calls for service at 100% and carrying any calls for service. There's no other information that I need to report at this time, so I waive my time and proceed with the meeting.
Thank you. Public Works Department, Supervisor Daniel Angeletta.
Good afternoon, guys. We had no water leaks, no gas leaks. Had a couple of sewer troubles. The last 2 weeks we've been going to the pipeline, doing our leak survey and doing our CP readings and doing our town sniffing tests in town, taking water and testing, working on our gas valves, and still cutting weeds and fixing some water meters, cans, and trying to finish some doing water and gas meters. And that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Any questions? All right, thank you, Daniel. Fire Department, Chief Nelson. Oh, I apologize. Acting Chief Sagan Frey.
Not too many fire calls this year. We just got our allotment of maybe $5,000 from the state coming.
I can barely hear you, Sagan. Sorry.
Am I not close enough? So anyways, we have about $85,000 coming for this fiscal year for our fire department. No major fire calls at this time. I don't know if Vince is here, but we've ran numerous calls. We're continuing training and trying to strive to get the department better until we can either find a new chief or what's going on with that. Any questions?
All right, perfect. Thank you. EMS Department, Vince Zamora, are you on? Vince Zamora? All right, with that, we will go to Finance and Administration.
Yeah, real quick, we worked on Airport Gate. For the past couple of weeks, the Airport Gate was down, it was opening, but it wouldn't close. So we figured out what the problem was and fixed it. Rodeo Grounds annexation, at the last meeting, Red Kingston discussed some developments over at the Rodeo Grounds. And so one of the things that Nieto brought up was the possibility of annexing it into the town limits. We did this, we attempted to do this about 4 years ago, but the cost was just too high and it was added into the cost of the re-addition. So I reached out to the same surveyor to see if he could give us a quote for just the rodeo addition. Park lights, I met with Travis Burns and Sheldon Roberts, and we're going to start moving forward and getting new lights out there. It's always been pretty hard about who owns the lights, who's responsible for them. But we finally pinned it down and said we're just going to get the lights. It's a done deal. We have to do it. American Rescue Plan Act, we got $214,000 that'll be distributed amongst 2 fiscal years. So probably in 2 days we're going to get half of that, and then that'll apply towards infrastructure and mental health issues that we would have to sub that out to contract a local mental health practitioner. And then finally we have an intern there at Town Hall, and then she's been working on a lot of the cataloging all the historic minutes going back all the way to the 30s. So we're going to have that online, and we're having her, yesterday we had her work with the billing system in Esperanza, and then we'll have her doing some other more higher level stuff. So she's getting a lot of training, even though she may not apply it herself in the town of Mount Air. She's learning she's getting a lot of exposure to clerical and administrative work. That's it. Oh, finally, I got this email just yesterday for the Chavez Memorial Park. They haven't submitted the actual, the quote yet, but they sent the design. So take a look at this and just let me know at the next meeting. We can approve at the next meeting, or let me know during the next 2 weeks if there's any changes you want. I will submit to them, and then at the next meeting they'll present a quote for what they would charge. So just do that on their own.
Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dennis. For the mayor's report, I'm going to bypass it today in lieu of time. Executive session. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
What are we going to executive session for exactly? Because our agenda just reads to, if I read it, limited personnel matters regarding the consideration of complaint against chief of police. And that's pretty broad, so what would be the complaint?
It's the multiple complaints that I believe we have had in the past couple meetings.
And everybody that had these complaints, were they made aware that they were on the agenda tonight for discussion of this?
No, because it's on executive
I
session.
just wondered what it was about, because it was just pretty broad. And then
This was your request to be on the agenda,
for the,
to talk to the lawyer. This was your request, I just did what you wanted.
and this is the attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Well, good. And are we doing, and we would do this now before we would have the complaints read for other citizens to have on there? Is that proper? Is that a proper way to do it before we let everyone else proceed? Yes. And that's all I wondered, because I didn't know what it was about, just when it said just against complaint.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm
I
good.
make a motion for the executive session.
Okay, a motion by Aurora, second by Richard. Roll call, Richard. Aurora.
Or
Juanita. Ernie.
Four.
As per motion and roll call vote pursuant to New Mexico State Statute 10-15-1, the following matters will be discussed in closed session. Limited personnel matters regarding the consideration of complaint against the chief of police. 10-15-1 H2. We are in executive session.
Goodbye.
Perfecto acá.